What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. I just want to tell people from our community, no matter where you're from in the United States, East Coast, West Coast, down South, or Midwest, that I am very sympathetic and empathetic how many of us have grown up. We've grown up in a system where we are not to be as productive as other groups. Many of you guys have been discriminated against, especially if you're black men. You've been through a lot. It's been tough for you. Many of us coming up with no resources, no father figures, poor neighborhoods, poor quality of public education. I'm the one that understands it the most. My dad was on crack at one point. We was on food stamps, roaches. I understand it. Okay. Not really roaches, but dusting. Okay. But I also want to talk about this idea that just because you come up poor, that criminality needs to be excused. The whole Free My N-Word campaign amongst our beloved black brothers and sisters who may find themselves in a life of crime, that's excusable. And I'm here to tell you today that it's not. Okay? And we have in our community enablers of black criminality, low expectations, absolute dysfunction, or unmitigated dysfunction. That is completely okay. And we have enablers of that, and many of those tend to be liberal politicians that are black, especially in black cities, your Detroits, your Atlantas, okay? And also entertainers themselves, who at any point will forgive black dysfunctional behavior. Now, I get it. There's a certain loyalty to our group that we must obtain in comparisons to others. But sometimes the shit needs to be called out. And one of those people is Killer Mike. I like Killer Mike in certain aspects. He's a very intelligent man. But in the case of Young Thug and Gunna, he doesn't believe that their song lyrics should be used against them in their upcoming trial. Okay? Now, they have RICO charges against them. They've been, the state's attorney believes that they have at least 7 years of evidence against them. And this is what Killer Mike says to defend himself against this, okay? Young Thug came out of a very desperate situation. The side of town he comes from, Cleveland Avenue, Southeast Atlanta, has been wrought with poverty forever. He managed to escape the streets using rap lyrics, and he's managed to help people change their lives, okay? Young Thug, that's a character that Jeffrey Williams created, but Jeffrey Williams is a father. He's a human being that's capable of love, care, and compassion. My entire life, I've seen black men, black women, black children constantly attacked, hated, murdered, berated, belittled, silenced, judged, used, and held captive. It's a sad reality that slavery is still alive in America today, and it still affects my people. I will not deny that slavery in certain parts of the world is still alive. Okay? And black people, black men, black women, hated, murdered, berated, belittled, silenced. Okay, fine. But that ain't got nothing to do, okay, with what's going on. And actually, Young Gunner said that. But see, the enabling of black people, all of those things got nothing to do with did they do this shit or not. You see, these guys want to be able to do whatever the hell they want to do, terrorize people, and be able to get away with it. Fine. Go ahead and shoot people, Young Thug, Gunner. I'm not saying they did it, and I hope the brothers didn't do it, because I don't like the police myself. But see, the enabling of black crime in Atlanta, that's why it's like that. Chicago, that's why it's like that. But you can't pull that shit so easily in California or New York. You're going to jail. But in Atlanta, oh yes. Chicago, oh yes. Because it's okay for people to be able to do whatever the fuck they want to do and terrorize the remaining working class of blacks. It would be different if, some of these guys that do these criminal organizations and enterprises, and this is no mean to be racist, but if they would do it, let's just say it like this, outside our community. I'll say it like that. If they're doing it outside the community, it'd still be wrong. But then it would be at least a little bit more understandable. Because you feel that you have been berated and attacked, so you want to get some get back on these other people, but that doesn't happen. Young Thug and Gunner, all the stuff that they are alleged to do against other people in their lyrics or in the crimes are against other blacks. That's who they do it to. And that's who suffers the most. When you enable black criminality and it's no snitching and all this stuff, they come back to the black community and then they terrorize some more. They even get worse. And it makes it worse for my mama, your grandmama. We got aunties that live in the hood. Let me just say this real quick. For some of us who've come out, we don't have enough money yet to get our families out the hood. If you're making $250,000 a year, $300,000 a year, $400,000 a year, $500,000 a year, you don't have enough money to get your mom out of the hood right away. It takes time. You got to pay your school loans off. You got to pay your taxes. So sometimes your family might still be there. You need some time to get them out. Many of us brothers who are trying to get, somewhere else in life, our parents might still be living in some of these places. Where these fools over here acting a goddamn fool. And y'all and these guys never want to call these guys, just because you grew up poor, that don't make you or give you the right to be a criminal. I came up poor in some instances until my parents got it together. We didn't have no money. When we came to Sacramento, I was dead poor. We was poor. But you know what? My mom, my parents, my grandfather and them taught me, son, anything that you want to do in life, you can work for it. I never went around terrorizing nobody, robbing people, because I was poor. America is such that if you want to do something and work together or work in life, you can be somebody. There are other places in the world that are poor. There are places in Africa I've been to that are poor. Guess what? They ain't killing each other because they're poor. And I know the dynamics are different, but that don't give you an excuse to act a goddamn fool. And we enable black young men every day as a community to go out there and act a goddamn fool, and it's okay. We give them more support than the brother that want to go to Prairie View and A&M and become a chemical engineer. Or to go to Harvard and become a doctor. We will enable them more. And you know what? It gotta stop. It's that bullshit. It needs to stop. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.